What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. I don't think it's any surprise at this point that Leon Claw is my favorite Beyblade from Beyblade X so far. I've built a bit of a fondness for the Beyblade. I really like it. I think it's better than a lot of people give it credit for. A lot of people rank it pretty much at the bottom of tier lists when they're talking about sort of ranking the blades. I think it belongs in B or C tier. That's me. We'll be doing some videos sort of expanding on that soon, but what if it was just better from the launch?
This is a fully metal Leon Claw. The blade, the inlay, the chip, the ratchet, the bit, everything is metal. This is created by Benchblade. Feel free to check out his YouTube channel. I'll have it linked down below. He does a ton of cool custom stuff from Plastic Gen all the way up through X. He also has an Etsy shop you guys can check out where you can get some cool custom stuff as well. So like I was saying, all of the parts on this custom are completely metal. They are insanely heavy. The ratchet is 44 grams. That's heavier than pretty much all of the Beyblade combos stock by themselves already. The blade is 68 grams. Once you put it together, this thing doesn't even weigh on my scale. It's too heavy. My scale only goes to 100 grams, so the thing's an absolute beast. Everything does assemble normally like a regular Beyblade X would. There's not really any issues with fitment. Everything just pops together, so it functions essentially the same as a stock Beyblade. So the question is, how much does weight matter? Is this going to vastly improve Leon's performance? We're going to find out. First up, we're going to put it up against a Buster. A lot of people consider this to be a really good attack blade. Personally, I would consider it pretty average, but can a beefed up Leon Claw handle this Beyblade? Doesn't seem to have an issue with Buster. What about Wizard Rod? A lot of people consider this to be one of the best stamina / defense blades at the moment, and I would agree with that. Can Leon Claw at 100+ grams take out Rod? Again, no issues there. Leon Claw just kind of hits it around like a ping pong ball. So let's move on to Phoenix Wing on 560 point. Very common competitive combo. How will Leon deal with this?
Whoa, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, just a second.
So it seems to do pretty well. Just for the heck of it, I decided to throw a couple Beyblades in at once just to see what Leon Claw would do if it could handle multiple Beyblades, and yeah, it did pretty good. It's kind of OP. If you guys want one of these again, you check out Benchblade. The thing's a absolute monster.
Alright guys, so Metal Leon Claw. It's cool. It's interesting to see how much better it gets just by adding weight to it. But it brings up some things that I kind of want to talk about really quick. So, obviously tier lists are mostly going to look the same. Because, you know, if something's good, it's good. If something's bad, it's bad. However, there is something to be said about revisiting things, because a lot of times things get tested and then they don't really get touched again, certainly not extensively. So if you disagree with somebody and a handful of other people tested something and they rank it much lower, a lot of times that's the end of it and people just don't touch it again. This has happened in previous generations too, like Plastic Gen and Metal Fight, where something's considered not particularly great and it just doesn't get utilized, and then somebody messes with it years later and it gets picked up and they figure out that it's decent. So like Bakushin Leon is a good example of a combo that got popularized in the last few years, really, where before it didn't really get utilized much. So this sort of thing can happen. And, you know, if you disagree with somebody's results, that's fine. If you get different results, that's also fine. If there's a combo that you like that maybe a YouTuber doesn't like, or somebody in the community doesn't like, or collectively people have agreed that it's good or not good or whatever, that's fine. Use the stuff you like. There's something to be said about eventually getting used to using something where you sort of figure it out. So, like, the same thing applies to video games. Like, let's say you're playing Mario Kart, where the carts all have different handling, right? Eventually you get used to specific cars or whatever, you get used to the handling and you sort of understand it. I think the same sort of concept applies to Beyblade, because they all sort of function differently. Different parts function differently, they move differently. Eventually, if you're using something enough, you sort of get used to it. So, you know, at the last tournament that I went to, I went 3-1 into finals. The guy I lost to was actually the first guy that I matched up against in finals. So I lost and then immediately rematched him again in finals. So it's just a bad matchup. But Leon Claw for me did well, like did fairly consistent. It was one of the more consistent things that I used actually. And I think part of that is just because I'm so used to using it. So if there's a blade that you like that people disagree with, you know, or say is bad or whatever, but you can make it work, use it, make it work. And if you guys like, you know, if you can get it to consistently win or whatever, or get it to perform a particular way, make a video, you know, post it up. YouTube is free. I get a lot of comments where people will disagree with things that I say or combos or whatever. Everybody could post a video, guys, and everybody's got a phone. It's completely free. So I encourage everybody, the more people that test, the more people that are active in testing, the more people that are, you know, messing around with different combos, the more expansive sort of that tier list becomes, and the bigger picture we sort of have of what's good and what's not good. Because if only a handful of people are actively, like, thoroughly testing things, and that's really all we have to go off of. But that's pretty much it. I know it got a little rambly there at the end, but yeah, Metal Leon Claw, it's cool. Check out Benchblade's channel if you guys want to get one of these. Again, he's got an Etsy shop, which I'll link down below. Let me know what you think of fully metal 100-gram Leon Claw. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit the like for the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already for future Beyblade content. And I will see you in the next one.
And if you guys feel like supporting the channel, feel free to check out my Patreon down below, where for a limited time you can get these holographic Max chip stickers. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.